Welcome, welcome. Always think up, always think up, always think up. You know what we do around here. Well, it's Saturday night, 9:40. I didn't find anything different and fun to do tonight, so I thought I'd make you guys a cool video. Um, I've been meeting a lot of new friends. Hi, new friends. If you check me out, I freaking love you. So, I get these emails, they ask me a bunch of things, and now I'm meeting all these new friends and we're talking a bunch of things, and now things are really starting to make sense. So, all right. Thank you. First, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I freaking love your guts, right? Um, Another thing I want to say is I'm going to give away a couple free sessions maybe or something. So shoot me a message. Let me know that you want one. I'm going to put everyone's name in a hat and see who needs a free session. I do some really cool body work and I just want to get that out there. It really helps out a lot, changed my life. So I want to give back what I got. All right. So I've been getting a lot of emails about attracting abundance and vibing high. Those are two really big things that people are wanting to know about. So, in my emails, you guys will say to me things like, you think that I have this perfect life or that I maybe had never dealt with things that you have dealt with or struggled with. Let me tell you that I wouldn't be here doing this with you all if I hadn't been through the doo-doo myself. So I have been through the doo-doo. I've been in all kind of doo-doo. And in the doo-doo and coming out of the doo-doo, most of the doo-doo that I was in, it was my fault. It was all me. It was my fault, my problem, where my body was, where my chakras were lined up. I was a wreck, right? All right, so you guys know here at Always Think Up, I'm a chakra girl. So I've been getting some emails on chakras as well. What do I think about them? What do I think about vibrations? There's a lot that goes into that stuff, guys. Hello, Mr. Richardson. Maybe we might be related. I love it. Welcome to Always Think Up. If you guys are in the Beaver area, message me for a free session. I don't know where everybody is. I started to learn about chakras through learning about my heart chakra. So when I first started learning about chakras, a really crazy woman tried to take all my money, and she told me that there was something wrong with my heart chakra. At the time, I was like reflecting back on relationships and things like that, and I could definitely see what they're saying. Now that I'm way, way past that, 10 years out, I can see that, when your heart chakra is blocked, not only do you have a hard time loving others and accepting love and relationship wise, but you have a hard time loving yourself or letting love in, allowing love to come to you. And so that's where I was, guys. I was kind of, I was a helper. I've always been a helper, but the way that I let love in was not healthy. So, I spent a lot of time by myself because of that. Not because, of anybody else but me. I wanted to get myself right before I try this whole thing again. Thank you for the love. All right, guys. So, in life we have balance, right? I'm a Libra. I'm all about the balance. So, you have balance, you have justice, you have the law of cause and effect. Every experience is like two different things, right? So it'll be challenging or it'll be nourishing to you. Over time, the challenges and the nourishment will strike a balance in your life. So, maybe right now you might be in a challenge that sucks, that's hard. It's there for a reason. Maybe right now you might feel like you have a warm, fuzzy blanket over you, but you just came out of something. Everything is there for a reason. All experience, oh, thanks, you're beautiful. I love you, cuz. Can't wait to link up. I can't wait to this family reunion, especially now that I got my stuff all organized and ready. Every experience in your life has a place. And you need to accept that place without judgment. So, I can talk to you guys about my doo-doo because I don't judge myself from that doo-doo anymore. So, if I was dating a guy and I didn't love myself or I didn't allow love in, There was a long time where I got really hard on myself about that. I don't do that anymore. I just think, well, then that wasn't the time, and I'm sorry if you thought that it was going to be the time, but it obviously wasn't the time for me. Your heart wants to connect with others. Hi, I love these. They help me. They make me smile. Oh, I love that they help you. I just want to make people smile. And I talk about some stuff that nobody wants to talk about. So I get these emails like on the down low about all these stuff. It's embarrassing stuff for people. And I think that by you guys asking me this and me figuring out how to come out with it, I am learning, how to share it with you guys. I know we're gonna have so much fun. I want that food. I need the South, man. The food in the South, I don't know. There's like so much extra love in that. I don't get it. Sometimes, so I have somebody that might be in a relationship right now, right? And they are in the relationship and they're emailing me about, it seems like this person is always telling me what to do. So whether it's a man or a woman, everyone is feeling this kind of stuff, guys. It's not just a bunch of girls calling me saying my man's trying to tell me what to do. It's not just a bunch of guys calling me saying my girlfriend thinks she wants to tell me what to do. It's a big mix. I have older people, younger people, men, women, everything, right? Sometimes when you have somebody that is out there trying to tell you what to do, it's not that they're trying to tell you what to do. It's that they are a step back from you. So sometimes they think that they can see what's best for you. They think that they are doing it because it is in your best interest, not because they want to tell you what to do or kill your vibes. I mean, sometimes you have people that want to kill your vibes. So I say, if you're going through that right now, sit down and meditate. And in your meditation, think about that. And you'll know, is it just that person just cares about you? I do a lot of relationship counseling. So I'll take people that are in relationships and they're going through things and I talk to them. And a lot of times just by seeing my view of it, the other person might open up a little bit and say, all right, well, I guess you weren't really trying to tell me what to do. Maybe when I do hang out with those guys, I get a little crazy. Or, maybe when I go with my girlfriends, I do act a little bit different or something like that. So take a step back sometimes and look at you, look at them, look at why this is happening. You got into this relationship for a reason. So when you're in a relationship, you don't, something doesn't go bad and then you write in to always think up. You have to communicate with one another, or what are you in the relationship for? What are you doing that for? If you're not going to be communicating with the person that you're in the relationship, then just get out of it. Allow a balanced exchange in your life. So maybe this might be your family. Maybe this might be your, roommates, your coworkers, things like that, right? So we're talking about heart chakra balance. Balance out these chakras. If your heart is off, everything's off. You can't just have one chakra that's out of line and then the rest of them are cool. No, if one is a little bit out of place, then all the rest of them are out of place. I love learning chakras because before I used to think, if somebody was having a hard time with this, what we're talking about right now, love, letting love in, opening their heart up to love, that they were just kind of in this like broken place forever. And in learning about chakras, I learned that once you balance those chakras out, things that were really hard for you to do before get easier. Things that maybe you might have, froze up on, you will flow freely in those places. So, with your heart wanting to connect to others, we have to allow that love in. And, it might be, in a relationship setting. It might be in a work setting. It might be in a family dynamic setting. Are you letting love in, or are you just in your mind thinking, nobody loves me, nobody sees me, nobody feels me, nobody cares? Because we are what we think, guys. So, you attract a lot of what you're thinking. That's why I got to always think up. That's why I come on here. That's why I talk to you guys. If you think I'm perfect and that's why I'm vibing high, that's not it. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I laugh at my mistakes now. And when I hit them, sometimes I don't always communicate through them the best, but I sure am trying to, and I'm trying to learn. I as far as I'm concerned, from before, I'm doing things way backwards and I thought was the right way. I said I would never have kids until, this and that, this was set up perfect and all of these things. And I couldn't be more backwards from that idealism of perfect. However, my life right now is more perfect than it's ever been before. And that is because I'm in a constant state of attracting abundance. And if I feel my vibes are going down, I try my best to stop what I'm doing and lift them back up. So people say, how do you lift your vibes? I do all kind of things, right? So I love new socks. So I always like to go and get new socks. I like to change my socks a couple times a day. I really love new socks. I bet you guys wouldn't know that about me, right? I mean, it's just the littlest things that make the biggest difference. So, when it goes to me, trying to share a relationship with somebody, these are the things that I kind of used to have a really hard time with. Somebody might look at you like, why do you change your socks all the time? Well, just because I like the way it feels on my feet. I just put my new socks on right now, and they're thick and they're tighter and they feel good and they hold your foot. I could go in this for days, right? So these are the things that I started to think about. I started to think about all the things I love and why do I love them. Silly, right? I love to smell good. Not only do I love to smell good, but I love to smell good from natural things. So different oils, different essential oils, making blends, finding new blends, figuring out. I love to smell good. I love whenever somebody walks past me or gives me a hug and they're like, what is that? You smell so good. I'm like, oh, I made it. It's fun. And, we can have nights with my friends. So my friends can come over. We can make different smell goods. I love that stuff. I love to laugh. I love to smile. So, comedy clubs, funny shows, funny movies, sitting around talking to my sisters or my friends and telling jokes or telling some dumb stuff that we did in the day that will make everyone laugh. We do that a lot. We are always doing that. When I'm trying to teach my daughter what I like to do now too. So she'll get a little bit cranky with me. She's getting these teeth right now. And so I just have to make her laugh, and hopefully one day she'll have that same personality. I'm hoping to learn all this stuff, so all the doo-doo that I had to roll in, my baby girl don't have to roll in it. I love to help people. I love to help people love themselves. So I've been doing this. So before Always Think Up came along, I would just go to my friend's house and make her fall in love with herself or whatever. Bring out all the good stuff about you. I run into people and I compliment them sometimes. And, this is what I mean about allowing love. And I do it too. I'm very guilty sometimes. People say you're beautiful. I'm like, oh no, thank you. But I'll say like, you're so good at cleaning your house. I love how clean your house is when I come here. It smells so good or whatever. And they're like, oh no, allow that love in. Allow people to love you. Allow people to call you beautiful. Allow people to compliment you. Allow people to pick your mind if they're interested in you. It gets hard sometimes. I mess up too. Believe me, but these are the things, right? All right, so this is a huge thing about loving yourself, about your vibrations. What are you eating? People get kind of angry with me. Guys, I'm just like all of you. I'll eat some cookies. I might stop and get some chips or a Snickers bar or crave a Pepsi every once in a while. But, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I was raised in a big family. We had a big family. We used to get deer and cows by the half shell or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. But we had a whole refrigerator full of meat, right? And so that's how I was raised. Deer meat, good meat, whatever. I got to this point in my healing when I was getting my healing work that my body wasn't digesting the meat anymore like it used to. So it wasn't sitting on my stomach well. It wasn't staying there. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And so I went into my healer, and at the time, my healer's wife, she was a nutritionalist, one of the best women that I've ever met in my life. I love her. I love her. I love her for what she taught me. So she... I donated blood before, so I gave her my card from donating blood, and my blood type was type A. So she said, well, Sarah, the reason why you're having a hard time digesting these meats and this stuff is because your blood type is the type of blood type that thrives from food from the ground. And I was like, wow, I never even heard of anything like that. I didn't even know that existed. And she said, yeah, and she gave me this big list. And sure enough, I started eating these foods and I felt supercharged. I wasn't tired. I wasn't dragging. Right now, guys, they're putting a lot of chemicals in our food. There's a lot of really unnatural things that are going into our foods. And that can really funk up your vibration, like really, really bad. So, people say, do you want to go to McDonald's? And I say no. And people think that I'm just kind of bougie. I'm not. I would rather just eat vegetables raw. All right. And so I was talking to a great friend that I just met the other day, and he's doing some really big things down south, um, with the consciousness. And we were talking about this thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I have to share with Always Think Up. You are what you eat. You are going to vibrate at what you eat, right? So if you're eating things that are pumped with all of these different chemicals and things like that, imagine what your body has to do to vibe high through that. Your body is really working to keep you alive. Our bodies are so amazing when it comes to this, right? So all of this that we put our bodies through and we're still all right? Pretty much all the food out there is not really that good right now, okay? But everyone says fruits and vegetables, don't you need your meat, everything like that, right? How do fruits and vegetables grow, guys? Fruits and vegetables grow from the sun, right? So they grow at a vibration. They grow at the vibration of love. 528 hertz, guys. You know me and these vibes. I got my vibes on right now. Heart chakra tone, because that's how I was starting the day off with you guys. Eat food that's vibing good. I know that sounds silly, but I mean it. So, I have a lot of friends. I like to work out. My friends like to work out. So I have a lot of friends that do a lot of like pre-workout stuff, protein shakes, vitamins, things like that. That's all the same stuff, guys. Protein shakes, they'll just completely destroy your kidneys. Vitamins, they have so much other stuff in them than what a vitamin C is so much more than a vitamin C. There's so much going on with that product. Pay attention to what you're eating. I'm telling you, test what I'm telling you. It's real. It's real. You are what you eat. That's your fuel. Are you going to go and put pancake syrup in your gas tank to go drive your car? No, you're not going to do that. I love you all, and I want to see you all love yourselves. And so, if you're stuck in a place where maybe your relationship is great, maybe your family is really great, maybe you do love yourself and you know all of these really great qualities about yourself and you can market yourself and you're very successful and you're doing good, yet when you wake up in the morning, you feel like shit. What is that? What are you eating? What are you eating? What do you fuel your body with? I run around and I got energy for days and everyone's like, oh, how do you have what? I meditate. I watch what I eat. I'm just a regular human, so I fall off sometimes. I had a big turkey dinner with everybody and some pies and some GMOs, I'm sure. But for the most part, I tell everybody 80-20, 80-20. 80% of my diet is raw. So I eat a lot of berries and nuts and fruit and vegetables. And who doesn't love that stuff? And then to top it all off, it vibes at a 528 hertz. That's love. That is putting love on the inside, like in the organs. That's great stuff, guys. I love to help others heal. I love good vibrations. So I love to be around good vibrations, whether they're old vibrations or new vibrations. I love to stretch my body. I do a lot of stretching. I stretch in the morning. I stretch at night. I stretch when I get out of the shower. I'm stretching right now. I'm stretching my hips. I love it. I love to keep my body active. So, whether it be running the steps, lifting a couple weights, doing my little workouts with my baby, grabbing my sister real quick before we go somewhere. Keep your body active. I love to teach my daughter good stuff. That helps me vibe high. When we work on something, and she does it herself, I'm like, yes. All right. So we got all these things going on, right? And people are wanting to love themselves. They're wanting to vibe high. And I love that you guys want to do that. I feel like shit a lot. Yes, you're true. To love yourself. Yes, you have to bring yourself happiness, even if you're married. Even if you're married and, okay, so, you're married. So you have this bond with one another, right? Okay, that's great. So you guys were vibing at the same vibration. That's great. Vibrations change. Energy changes. Chakras are always changing. Energy is always changing, never staying the same, right? So maybe you or them got to a down point. Maybe your work is giving, a lot of bad vibrations, and you're bringing that home to your mate. There's all kind of different things that are going on. But if you get to a place, I dated a guy long distance for 7 years. It would have been 7 years this Christmas. And I just ended it. And I ended it because I refuse to vibe low. So I love him with all my heart because unconditional love is exactly that. It doesn't ever stop, right? So everything I love, everyone I love with everything I got. I don't love with stipulation. I don't love only if you believe in what I do. I don't love only if you believe in what I say. Um, I just love to love. I love the uniqueness of everybody. I love to see people make a mistake and then recognize it. I love when people come to me for a session or something and they doubt me because that means that they're thinking. I love to see people think about things. So, this relationship, it made me vibe high. It was a long distance relationship. It made me work hard. It made me feel strength. There was all kind of benefits that I got from it. And then, we got to a place where it was a long distance relationship. I wasn't really sure how to love myself, and I didn't know to say, I want you here. I need someone that's here by me sometimes. So I'm pretty tough. I can do a lot of things by myself. However, every once in a while, you want somebody to love on you. You want somebody to hold you and hug you and things like that. I didn't ever want to say it because I didn't want to stress this person out. So I didn't say it, and I reached out for love in a different place, and then I had a baby, and I hurt him and everyone, right? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, everyone. I love my baby. I wouldn't take any of it back. So, then a couple years go by. I kind of thought I lost it. He comes back into my life, and I thought that it was where I was supposed to be. So we did this again, and, we have great conversations. He believes in my work. We have really good things going on. However, the issue that we have is he doesn't love himself. He doesn't love himself enough. So how can he love me right now, what I need? So, through this 7 years, we met at a really crazy place. I was in a crazy place. That's how I know he was in a crazy place. He had really good vibes. He was vibing high, even though he was in a bad place. He was smiling. He made me smile. He made me feel comfortable. I was going through a hard time. He made it feel easier. It was really great. But just like everything, people change and vibes change. And, maybe it's something he's going on personally. Maybe it's something he's thinking about. Maybe he doesn't feel like he's good enough. Maybe, he went from making a lot of money to less money. That could bring you down. I've been there. But so every day I was telling him how great he was and telling him what he did for me and how he made me feel. Yet, without that love in himself, he wasn't able to get where he needed to go. And so if he can't love himself fully, then how is he going to love me fully? That's the big thing, guys. So if you are with someone and it feels like they don't love you, it's not that they don't love you. It's that they don't love them fully right now. So maybe they did when you first met. Maybe they went through something very hard. There's a lot of hard things that are going on. With the vibration lifting, I know you guys have felt these things going on and felt different about them. And how did I know that he wasn't loving himself? Because we were the same. We both used to eat well. We both used to eat raw. Next thing you know, he's, just eating this because he's hungry and he's busy and all of these things. And, he can't talk because he has a headache and he's going to sleep early because work was really stressful. All of those things. I love him dearly, and it doesn't mean that I gave up, on him. My whole thing was, call me when you love yourself, because I can't keep trying to give that to you and getting, knocked down. That's really, really hard. He has to figure out how to love himself. Maybe he will, and maybe he won't ever. I don't know. And when he does, maybe I'll be here, and maybe I won't be here. I don't know. I don't give my heart away easy, so it takes me a long time. But, I have been loving myself, and so this is a conversation that we had to say. I can't lie to you. It's been a long time, I told him, since I've been out on a date. So if somebody asks me out on a date, I might just go. And maybe I'll go, and maybe I don't know. I don't know. When you love yourself, you set more boundaries. When you love yourself, you set the bar a lot higher. Now that I love myself, I would have never, thought to leave a great guy because he didn't love himself enough. Maybe in my past, even if he didn't love himself enough, I might think that it was me that he wasn't loving. So, when you want to love yourself and when you want to raise your vibes, allow love in. So if you can't do it, so if you're a woman like me and you can't, do that with a man, be around your girls. Get a nice team of girls. If you're a man and you're not accepting love from a woman, maybe talk to your mom, talk to your sister, talk to your friends about it. How do they do it? Think about it. Think about what you've been through. Have there been patterns in your life? You know, all these sorts of things, right? So, I'm a firm believer that what you don't like in everybody else is the problem in yourself. So when I say think about it, it's kind of like a self-reflection kind of think about it and explore. You know, if you don't know what you love, how are you going to find it if you don't look around? If your vibes are low at where you are, then how are you going to get them to go higher? And maybe you don't know what makes them go higher. So you have to explore around a little bit. Have compassion. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm not mad at all at him that this relationship didn't work out. I really love him a lot. Don't you can't tell me that you love someone, but then you don't love them if they don't act the way you want. That's like those parents that say like, well, if you don't be good, then, I'm not doing this. No, that's not fair. That's not fair to do. When your vibrations are high and you're loving yourself, you can't even be mad at the other person because that other person is in the doo-doo. And part of loving yourself too is, you don't just because I don't have a man in my life, that doesn't mean I'm vibing low, so in his mind, he thinks, oh, well, go ahead and find another man and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm sure you won't have a hard time because he's really vibing low. So he didn't really take to what I was talking about very well. But I love myself enough to know that this long distance relationship that we have, it's not enough for me. And I don't blame him. He's far away. He has kids. He has a life. He has all kind of things. I'm here. I have a daughter. This is where my tribe is. I got a really great job. I love everyone around me. I'm connecting in with this great conscious network here. He's somewhere that I love to be. However, right now I'm loving my vibes here. I love it here. I'm not mad at him, and I hope that he's not mad at me for not just being able to just up and leave. I definitely, now that I have a baby, I'm not going to have my baby around anyone's low vibes. So if you're vibing low, you're probably not going to be around us, maybe for a minute. But that's it. We're not going to do it. And another thing about loving myself is I want to show my daughter what loving yourself means. So, I have a lot of guys that hit on me, and that's not what I want. I want somebody that I can connect with their mind. I want somebody that understands the way I think, which is it's not normal. I want somebody that encourages all these crazy things that I'm trying to try because, the girl that I am today is going to be a different girl later. I have big plans for myself. I have big plans for my life. So I don't want somebody that just wants me to say exactly the way I am right now. I want somebody that loves me who I am right now, but just knows that that's going to change and get better and better and better. Just like everyone else, I've been through some really hard times. And maybe I don't handle them right either. I lost a lot of really close people to my heart this summer, in the recent past. And I didn't really talk about it too much. I don't talk about it too much. I come on here and I talk about it to you guys because a lot of you have also lost people. But for me, when I know that someone's vibing low, I'm not going to come at them with things that are hurting me because they're not going to talk about it in a way that's going to raise my vibration. They're going to talk about it in a way that's just going to have me down in the doo-doo faster than you can ever guess. It's love out here, guys. There's so much love out here. There's an abundance of love. Eat good, love yourself, love what you're doing, love who you're with, love where you're at, love who you're surrounded by. I don't even love the snow, and I'm loving it. I'm taking pictures, and it really is beautiful. I mean, maybe my skin doesn't like it, and I don't like the physicalness of getting the ice off of everything and all of that. But I really am, you know, learning to love that. For a long time, I wanted to be down south. I wanted to be down south. I wanted to be on the beach. I love where it's hot. I think people are nicer. I love the food. But, you know, my changes in my life brought me to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is solid for me right now. You know, solid for my baby, solid for my career, solid for all my healing work. You know, when I first started this work, I had a very small network of people that I could talk to. I had to travel very far to get involved with my network, to get involved with groups of things that I loved. Now it's like some of my best friends took the same classes that I'm taking. The conversations that we have are fire. So, you know, this guy that I was dating said, you know, it doesn't really even seem like you need me anymore. And it's just like, well, I mean, it's not really that I needed you ever. I just wanted you there. You know, I have great friends. You know, at the time that I met him, I was very closed off from a lot of people. I had all the same friends. I was just closed off from them. I wasn't really opening my heart and allowing love in, guys. It's the hardest part sometimes, to allow love into your heart. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. If you want to vibe high, if you want to fall in love with yourself, it's the little things. Do the little things. You might not love the things that I love, and that's all right. But I want you to do the little things that you love every day. And even if you can only do it for 5 seconds, do it for 5 seconds, because your body is going to remember what that felt like. When you're doing what you love, it kicks your body into a new vibration. When you kick your body into a new vibration, you just kick up everything. You know, maybe you kick out old habits. Maybe you bring in new habits. This life is really great. Every experience that you have, it means so much. You know, the bad stuff that happens to you makes the good stuff be that much better. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really love you all. I love all of your interactions. I love to be able to share my doo-doo with you. You know, maybe as I start dating and going on dates, maybe I'll share with you, you know, what it is when you're a girl. You know, I have a lot of women out here messaging me about dating and what it's like and all these things. I'm kind of not really that great at it. I'm working on it though. You guys will see. I'll share it with you. You know, I might start going on dates. I'm thinking about it. I've really been thinking about it. I haven't been on a date for a long time. It's fun. So, you know, you get nervous and you don't know what the person likes and you know, all of that stuff. It gets exciting. Some people out here are creeps. Some people out here just, you know, they have a one-track mind. They know what they want to do. You know, I always think of, I get a lot of friend requests and things like that. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you know, I want to date you. All this stuff. Like, whatever happened to, like, hey, man, like, what do you like? Like, how do you know you want to date me? Just because you saw my picture and maybe I had a suntan or whatever. People are crazy, guys. You know, if you're dating someone only for their looks and then you keep running into all kind of things, then maybe you need to reevaluate that and not be just dating for looks. Maybe you need to dig a little bit deeper before you're going on these dates or in the first date or something like that. You know, for me, you know, you're attracting what you're vibing. So I didn't ever want to go on dates. Well, you know, there was a long time that I was like not vibing good. Now that I'm vibing good, I'm really interested in the people that I'm going to meet. You know, maybe, you know, I don't know. I'm not looking for a husband for sure. I'm looking for friends. I'm looking to see what this dating world is all about. You know, dating's hard when you work 3 jobs and you're a single mom, but I'm going to pull it off. I'm telling you. And I'm going to share it with you guys because this all can be really weird. You know, people can be very pushy. People can try to tell you what to do or what they think you should do or whatever. But part of loving yourself is knowing when it's a good idea or it's like kind of like a controlling, manipulating idea. Love is love, guys. Love is love. So you can't go wrong when you're loving. All you have to do is just give love. When you give love, you get love. You know, I get major love. You know, I might go to the bakery and they might be loving on me in there. You know, sometimes you go somewhere to get a coffee and they're like, oh, you know, the person behind you got your coffee. Love doesn't always mean, you know, between a man and a woman or the partnership of that. You know, that goes into another thing. If you are feeling really bad, you know, you might be giving too much of yourself away, whether it be in your relationships, in your work, in your mind, in your, givings, whatever it is. If you're feeling bad, I want you to feel good. Like I said, message me. I'm going to give away a couple free sessions of body work. Let me know. I'm going to try to put you guys in a hat and see who is going to get some free sessions. And all I do is I work on your nervous system. I help you lift your vibrations. I help to get rid of old patterns so you can get new patterns and love yourself. I wasn't always this way, guys. I didn't love my body. I didn't love, it was broken. My knee was broken. I didn't love my friends. They kind of got on my nerves sometimes because they were like vibing in the doo-doo and I was like chilling with them right there and I wasn't trying to vibe in the doo-doo, but they were my friends and I loved them, so I stuck by them. That wasn't loving myself. I needed to set boundaries and say, hey, I'm going to go find some friends that are vibing up. When you're vibing up, call me back. Some people think that's rude. That's not rude. That's not rude to do. If your friends are rolling around in the doo-doo, it's one thing to try to pick them up. But if they're not catching it, then you got to let it go. Learn about chakras. So people have been messaging me about chakras. I could go on for 95 days about chakras. There's a lot of things about chakras that I do know. And then I know that there's also a lot of things that I don't know. They're tricky little buggers. But I know one thing. If you get them balanced, your body is going to love it. And it's always going to try to get back there. I really think sometimes that our bodies are smarter than us. Our bodies know what we need. Our bodies sometimes, you'll think it's a mistake, but then it leads you into the best thing of your life. Sometimes people are afraid to let go because they're afraid of what might be next. To me, I felt like that before. But this time, when I let go, I'm kind of excited about what's going to come up next. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm excited, though, because I have been vibing high, so I've been in this relationship where the other half has been vibing really low, and even though we're far away, you still feel that. So we were so far away, and I still feel that. So even though I do naturally hold a very high vibration, every once in a while, it is nice that I get a message that says, hey, man, go rock the socks off of today. You kill it. Whatever you want to do. Vibe high, you're beautiful, you're great, you're whatever. Sometimes in this life you do need that. So you might be a helper and you might be a motivator. And isn't it nice as a motivator or a helper just to get a little shove to keep going? I don't need fancy gifts. I don't need people to, spend all their time on me and think about me constantly. But a little here and there is really great. So, I know, guys, that change can be hard. I'm in a big change right now. I've been thinking about it for a month, and it took me a month to finally get it out and say. And then I was like, well, I met this cat on Christmas, so is it a good time to say this? Well, and then I finally got to the point of, 7's a good number. We're releasing things, this full moon that was just up. We're releasing things that don't let us love ourselves the way we need to. That's a great time. Does it make me sad a little bit? Yeah, it makes me sad. I used to think of a lot of great things with us. However, our vibes changed. I still love him dearly and I want the best for him. Maybe it's frustrating for him to go through a frustrating time and my vibes are so high. He would ask about the things that were going wrong whenever I would try to help him get his vibes high. There was a lot of times where I had to get off the phone. There was a lot of times where I had to just say, I'm busy. I always try to keep compassion in my heart. So I always try to treat other people the way I would like to be treated. So, in my past, when I ended relationships, it was a big fight and a big argument. This wasn't an argument. This was not an argument. I shut myself off from love my whole life because I never really saw healthy love. So I said to him, I'm just ready to try healthy love, to see what it's like. And he messaged back that he's sorry that his love is so unhealthy. His love was not unhealthy. It was unavailable. So when you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? So, these relationships that might be going wrong, maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe you or the other person isn't in love with themselves enough to know the things they want, the things they need. I was there. I didn't know what I wanted, what I needed, and he helped me with that. Uh, he talked to me about that. He helped me to bring that up in me. What do I want? What do I need? Um, those things can change, but there's always like a blueprint, like a main blueprint of the things you want and the things you need. And then from there, let them change and flow and whatever. Be true to yourself. So for a long time in our relationship, it worked, and it worked perfect for him, I think, because I wasn't being true to myself. So in not being true to myself, I wasn't being true to him. And he was like, what do you mean all of a sudden, like, you need all this attention? It's not that I need a lot of attention, but when you're loving somebody, don't you want to feel them? Don't you want to, talk about your day with them? So if it's really shut off and everything's closed down, then the mind might start to think, is there someone else? Do I not do that for them? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, because even if there is somebody else, maybe he will love himself more with somebody different. Or maybe, maybe my love maybe he's thinking about the things that went wrong with us, and it's driving him crazy. Everything happens for a reason. Would I ever take it back? Never. I would never take it back, because if I would ever take it back, then I wouldn't have my baby. My baby's the best thing in my life. And maybe on his end of it, he doesn't see it that way. I respect it. I love it anyways. So I always think, might get a little funner. I'm going to start going on dates, guys, I think, and I'm going to start sharing them with you. So give me some cool date ideas. Give me some cool date advice. I love to hear it. I'm not really that good at dating. I'm good at dating advice. I'm good at coaching and helping relationships. But, I never really went out on dates. I went on dates a lot with my gay best friend. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap into when I went on dates with my gay best friend, because we always had a blast. So that's what I think dating should be like. I think dating should be like whenever your gay best friend calls you and he wants to go out on a date. I love to be treated like a woman. I love that stuff, man. There ain't nothing like it. So, a lot of you women out here, you're not making these men treat you like a woman. You're giving in too early. You're just letting them do whatever they want to do. I've had to let go of a couple really great guys just because that wasn't what I wanted. So if you're settling for things just because someone's there, that's really silly to me. I used to have a fish pillow, so my joke to everybody is, they're like, oh, I don't want them to leave because I can't sleep alone. I'm like, well, you better go get you a fish pillow. Don't hold on to someone just because, you need to pop your leg over them in the bed or something. Yay. Okay, Chels, I freaking love you, girl. Um, it's funny that you bring this up. So I never have been so strong in my self-love than when I started to, do these interviews on sexual energy and dig into my sexual energy. Chelsea, I had that emergency hernia surgery, and that's how I learned about, sexual energy. That's how I started to dive into it. So orgasm is okay. So this stuff gets deep, man. So when you're with somebody and you guys are equally giving and receiving love, an orgasm can balance you out. When you're balanced, that's when the kundalini will rise. Without having sex, you can feel that experience. Yes. So, spiritual energy, source energy are the same energy expressed differently. Yes. The chakras are so interesting. Yes. I love you, man. I love you. We're all on the roller coaster. One big thing that I do that I highly, 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 highly recommend. And I was coaching a guy, and we were talking about sexual energy, and I think I might have freaked him out. This stuff can freak people out sometimes, so I'm sorry. If I was talking to you ever about sexual energy and I freaked you out, I'm sorry. but this is really big to me. So, a lot of people give themselves away in a sexual energy perspective, right? So they're sleeping with people and maybe they think it doesn't matter, or, maybe they think that, the society norms has you thinking of whore and this and that and the other. And I don't think of things like that. I think of loss and unsure and not knowing and wanting love and not knowing how to get it, right? So if you have a partner and you're equally in love with one another, then these things just, you have a good give and you have a good take of that. Now, a lot of times, Chels, when you're vibing high, and the person that you're with might be vibing low, when you're sleeping together with them, they're taking your energy. So you might walk away feeling depleted. One thing that I really, really, really have been doing since the summer that I really, really, really enjoy, and it has helped me fall deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in love with myself so much every day. I love you, Chelsea. I was just thinking about you the other day. I would love to get up and sit down and talk to you. We've been looking at each other's videos and we've been messaging back and forth in our busy lives, but I really do. I want to sit down and talk to you too. I really love your perspective too. And even though, we're very different, you see that we're vibing the same. All right. So, it's a natural feeling to be sexually attracted to somebody, right? That's a really natural thing. I was shut off there for a long time. So when that first came back in my life, I was feeling like, what is going on? So that's the thing, like we can be blocked off. So that's a chakra thing, right? So it wasn't anything wrong with like my reproductive system or anything like that. What was wrong was that, I was so blocked off in that space that it was almost like it didn't even exist, right? And so in being blocked off in that space, I didn't have a craving for sex. I didn't want that. Like when I, and that's how I know also that my partner was vibing low, because he was all right with that. Now, most men, they wouldn't be all right with that. What's wrong? Why don't you want to? Whatever. Well, I was going through a lot of stuff. I was very hurt and traumatized, and I went through so much stuff. And so until I started doing what I'm about to share with you guys, I didn't know what it felt like to feel whole. I didn't know what it felt like to feel good in all of that spaces, to know that desire is healthy and that's a good desire, right? So when I have we all have people in our lives that we feel this connection with, right? So you think of them, they come around you. Maybe you never knew them and they walked into your house and you felt this crazy thing. It happens sometimes, right? So what I do is I love you, Charity. I freaking love your guts. Mwah. So what I like to do is when I feel that feeling, I sustain and create. And people say, what do you mean? Sustain and create, sustain and create, sustain and create. And I will give that out as advice, right? So what I like to do is I like to sit with my legs crossed on the ground, and I ground and center. So I put my roots into the ground, I center, I feel connected to the earth, and I'm centered. I don't know if you love me the most because I'm over here vibing high and I'm full of love. And maybe you do, but I think I might love you a little bit more. It's like, I'm kidding. Nobody can love more than the next person, but I freaking love Charity. She's been there through a lot of really hard times with me. All right, so I like to sit there and I like to close my eyes, right? So when you're feeling somebody and you're feeling attracted to them in a sexual way, you feel it like in your core, in your guts. You know where it is, guys. We're all grown-ups. So I close my eyes and I take deep breaths in and out through my nose, in through my nose and out my mouth. And then that energy will start to swirl, right? And you'll feel it. It'll get hot. It'll be hot. It'll be warm, it'll be getting bigger, and then it's like everywhere, right? So energy doesn't just have to stay like in your torso, it's everywhere. It's on the outside, it's on the inside. Let that keep just swirling up. Keep your eyes closed, keep breathing. Let that just keep coming up, keep coming up, you keep coming up, keep coming up, keep coming up. And just imagine it to a place where it's so full in your body that it's just shooting out everywhere, right? From that point, you will start to create things that you never even knew that you thought or loved or wanted or anything, right? So you know, me and the guy that I was telling you about, he would say, you know, how can you go this long without sleeping with somebody? You know, he didn't believe me. And I tried to explain this before to him what I was doing, and that's how I knew that he wasn't listening. It is magic. It is magic, Chels. It's freaking the greatest thing ever. Women take to this a lot easier than men. When you tell a man this, they're like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I need to get a couple guys on my team to tell me a little bit more about the brain, the man brain, because the interview that I did about this was with a man, a very strong man. And he had been practicing this for, you know, maybe the last like 15 years. And, you know, his energy is great and his creation is great. Yeah, okay, Joe. Well, let's talk about it. So now don't be getting nasty on me, guys, because I don't do that nasty shit. I will block you in a New York minute. So I know that we're talking about healing. I know that we're talking about some nasty shit. It's not nasty, it's beautiful. But if you turn it into nasty and you get to messaging me some nasty stuff, I will block you in a New York minute. I'm not playing around. Just because I'm talking about sexual energy does not mean I want to sex you. I'm talking about sustaining and creating. Don't you dare get on my inbox with nothing nasty, man. I don't do that nasty shit. I love myself, so you better get it right. Yeah, get it right. Joe, don't be nasty. I don't think you'll be nasty, but please don't be nasty, because I had to already block a lot of people. The things that I talk about in healing, they're like controversial topics. You know, when somebody automatically starts messaging me some weird stuff, I just block you because I don't have time for it. You know, in helping you all heal, I'm healing myself too. And so, you know, I'll be honest, and I communicate very well. And when I say that I'm not interested, I'm not interested. And don't keep bothering me and don't keep doing that. So, you know, yeah, we're talking about sex. Yeah, it might get some of you guys riled up. I'm not going to be having sex with you. I can guarantee it. You know, thank you, Chelsea, for bringing that up. Thank you, Joe. You're great. You know, I'm sure you know what I mean, Joe. You know, we run into this stuff on here. You get your name out there, you get your face out there, you start spreading the vibes. You know, sometimes just because my vibes are high, people feel like they might be attracted to me. Get to know me first, believe me, because you might not be. Joe, I am so what do you do, Joe? I'm curious. You know about energy work? You know about what's your sign? That'll help me. What is your sign? That will help me know a little bit more about you. Oh, well, thank you, Joe, very much. See, I'm trying to allow love. So thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'm going to have to look you up and see what you got going on. You can ask me anything out loud. You know, I'm not scared to talk about it out loud. I just know that some of these guys, it was funny because all of a sudden I changed my Facebook picture to a picture of me, and now all of a sudden I got all these friend requests. Some guys are really nasty. Oh shit, Joe, Google me. You're on Google? You come up like that? Oh, I need to get with you to see how I can get all these things up to come up on Google like your name comes up. I'll have to Google you and check you out. I love talking about this stuff because I think that by talking about this stuff, that's how we heal. I think that there are a lot, Chelsea, I'm really glad that you brought that up because I think that there are a lot of people out here that are broken in their sex. I know. 40 requests. I know. I swear. I was just telling my sister last night, I was going through these requests and I'm like, dude, I just got 168 friend requests. Like, what is going on? And then like half of them don't even speak my language. And I'm like, whoa, did you not check out my videos? I'm not really sure what you wanted me to pull out with that. I love it though. Don't you love the love? Love is blowing up. I love the love. All right, Joe. You know, we'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll see what you got. I want to tell you guys, like, you know, me and Chelsea, we've been talking for a long time. When the things go on in my life, we we talk about a lot of really fun stuff. You know, I'm not, I know I do always think up, but I'm not really one of those girls who needs a lot of attention. I'm a pretty busy girl. I have a lot of people that will just message me and message me and message me and never stop. You know, I do coaching. Now I'm a barber teacher. I do coaching. I do haircuts. I do healing. I do massages. I'm busy. I'm really busy person. And so if I have somebody that just keeps messaging and messaging and messaging and messaging and messaging and messaging me, um, it's one thing to say what you need to say because you're getting ready to run out the door or whatever. But it's another thing to keep messaging somebody a message. And so then I'll write back to them, fall in love with yourself, man, because I'm over here loving myself. That's another thing I know. So if I'm going out on these dates and this guy doesn't love himself, he's going to be like kind of like a pest, a bugaboo. He won't leave you alone. I went to a girl talk. A fly on the wall. Our girl talk is fun, man. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine my anything I talk about is really fun. But it's really fun when you're talking about this healing stuff, guys. And Chelsea was asking some good stuff, so she's talking about chakras. I swear, if it wasn't for knowing about chakras, I used to think of everything a lot different. I used to think of the body different. I used to think of disease different. I used to think of healing different. All of these things. And by learning about the chakras, everything makes sense. Yeah, he will be a loser if he doesn't have confidence. And that's another really big thing. So, a lot of people, because, Chelsea's running a lot of videos. I'm not trying to, but I love you. I have so many great things. And what I want to do with you, Chelsea, is I want to work on you. We've been talking about it for a long time and I've never got to. So I really want to work on you and show you what it is that I do. So I'm going to put you in the hat for a free session. If whoever you're dating, if you're dating a man or a woman that doesn't have confidence, that sucks. That is just sucks. Well, Joe, I love everybody. I love you too. You need to have confidence. You need to have confidence because somebody can only hold you up for so long. And that's kind of, what I was talking about. And you could go from being a really confident person and you can go through something really bad and you can lose all your confidence. So, Chels, in the work that I do, I will help to balance your chakras. But in the meanwhile, there are a lot of different chakra balancing meditations on YouTube. But one that I really like to do myself, and I do it daily, and sometimes I do it a few times a day, is I'll close my eyes, sit on the ground and center. I always put my roots into the ground. That's a really big thing for me. I talked about it in a couple of my videos. And so what I like to do is I like to close my eyes. And so your chakras run from the base of your spine all the way up past your head, right? And it's Roy G. Biv. So it's the rainbow backwards. My sister brought that to my attention the other day. Red to violet. And so when you close your eyes and you're working on your chakras, Chelsea, you're going to see them. And chakras are always at their best point. They're supposed to be the brightest color of that color and like kind of like so bright that it has like these speckly little like flecks in it or whatever. All right, so you're going to breathe in your nose and you're going to breathe out your mouth. And so you're going to imagine breathing light into that chakra and then breathing anything that doesn't belong there out through your mouth and just really kicking that out. So you're going to do like big breaths and, try to do them, the same, the same all the way through. And you might catch yourself in so maybe you get to, your creation station in your body and maybe you might need to take a couple extra breaths. Well, that's because that area needs maybe a little bit more out or a little bit more in, and do that all the way up, Chelsea. And I'm telling you, man, you get them chakras in line, girl, and you are going to be vibing. That's how it works. All right, guys. Well, it's 10:38. I think I've been on here for an hour now. I love you guys. Breathing exercise. Yes, Joe, I do a lot of breathing exercises. I used to be a really hot-headed, hot-tempered chick. I'm sure you could barely even tell that. So one of the things that really helped me when I would be, in that motion of getting ready to like freak out on somebody, one of the things that really helped me is just sit down, breathe in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth. What is what, Joe? Oh, I was talking to Chelsea. Thank you. I was talking to Chelsea about balancing chakras. So we are talking about a chakra balancing meditation that I do every day. Yes, we're getting together. Tomorrow's Sunday. What are you doing tomorrow? Tell me. Let me know. I've been really wanting to put put some groups together. And I know we had talked about that before. And I talked to a guy today and he put some groups together. But you know me, I'm always trying to do it the always think up way. So he was somewhere else and I wasn't really feeling that. And so I want to get some groups together and you know, I want to get some groups together of the light workers, and then I also want to get some groups together of, you know, people that might want to know more or want more education on this, because that's two different things that, you know, two different ways that we could talk. You will need to show me. Yes, one day I will show you. For sure. So today I was talking to another light worker real quick before I get off here, and he's been studying for quite some time, and he's doing some coaching and stuff like that. And he was getting frustrated with himself about working with a couple and they weren't changing. He felt like he needed to be around them for them to change. To all my light worker friends out there, that is leaving a big responsibility on you. So I do a lot of healing work. I work with a lot of people. And the one thing that keeps me sane in all of this is just knowing that it is up to them. So, you know, when I was going through my healing stuff, when I was learning stuff from me, it was up to me. It wasn't up to the people that I was working with. It was up to me to get it. So everyone's going to get things in their own time. Everyone does things in their own time. You cannot force these things to people. So I can give you guys everything that I have. I can give everyone that I love everything that I had. And it's up to you when you want to use it. It's up to you, you know, when you want to put that into play. It's up to you how long you want to roll in the doo-doo. So I don't think he really understood what I said. I don't think that he watched too many of my videos before we talked, but it is up to you when you want to come out of the doo-doo. It's not up to me. Would I like to see you out of the doo-doo tonight? Yes. Yes, let's do this. I'm learning to stay aligned no matter what's going on around me. Yeah. I'm fulfilling my own happiness today. Yes. So, you know, and that's what it is, Chelsea. So it doesn't mean that life's not going to get crazy. It just means that you will have peace and balance in that crazy. So, you know, and sometimes I still get a little hot-tempered. I think it's in my blood. But when I get hot-tempered, I learn to maybe walk outside or sit down or go in my car for a minute, take a couple deep breaths, raise my vibes back up high, and then go back in. Don't try to go in and fix something with low vibrations. It's not going to work. You're going to have a hard time. As a light worker, please just know that it's not your job to fix anyone. Everyone out here is on their own path. You know, I do healing work. I'm not the healer. God's the healer. I just give them what God shows me that they need or whatever. So, you know, I don't do the healing. It's up to them. So the work that I do, it helps to clear the chakras, clear the nervous system so that they can go ahead and do what they need to do. Now, maybe I might coach them through, like they might call me and say, hey, I'm releasing, I'm going through this, or I'm going through that. I'll coach them through that. But as far as, you know, what they need to do, each body is different. Each body requires different things. Each body has been through so much different stuff. So, you know, people don't always say the stuff that they go through. So I would be silly to think that I can help them and fix all of these things that are going on. You can't always do that. It is up to the individual themselves. So, you know, me, when I got worked on the first time, it maybe took me like 6 or 8 weeks before I went back and got worked on the second time. There was a lot of things going on. I was in a pattern. I didn't really know about it. Wasn't really sure if it was real. Joe, message me. We'll talk about it all. Think up always at gmail.com. You can email me there, Joe. You can message me here on Facebook. Whatever works easier for you. Sometimes I don't always get right back to you. I do try my best to get back to people as fast as possible. But like I said, I really am, you know, I'm busy, man. I'm attracting abundance. I'm vibing high. So, you know, I do a lot of work off Facebook. So I'm in there a lot, but I'm not always, 100% available. I do try my best. Yes. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's just contrast, Chelsea, you know, and really it's just getting you to that next level of your life. You know, I think I want it all to come to me. I'm like, just come right now, you know, because once I get through all of that, then I feel like, you know, the good stuff is coming. And that's what I tell everybody. When you're in the doo-doo, when you're faced with contrast, I mean, some good shit's coming, man. Just get excited about the good shit that's coming after the doo-doo. Because that's what happens. You go through some doo-doo, and then some really good shit happens, and then it just works out, you know, and that's why I'm so excited. So, you know, it's probably a bad, it looks probably bad that, you know, I did what I did, and I'm excited about what's coming up next, but that's the good thing, and that lets me know that I'm healing, you know, not holding on to something. You know, I used to make up in my mind, how great our relationship would be. You know, we had very similar wants, we had very similar dreams, and in my mind, I'm a visual person, so I would create that with my mind, and I could go for days in my mind and think of how great it would be. But then again, you know, in the background, that wasn't what we were doing. You know, he was rolling in the doo-doo, I was wishing for this. It wasn't really there. So, you know, you can make things up in your mind, whether they be good or whether they be bad. And so I'm excited because, you know, I rolled around in that for a long time. I wanted that to work for a long time. I made mistakes and felt really bad about that for a long time. And so now for me to open up and for me to want to go on a date no, he's not a loser. He's not a loser, Joe, not at all. He's going through a lot of stuff. No, not me, not him. He's not a loser. People go through a lot of things. People are faced with a lot of things. You know, a lot of us have pain and suffering from when we grew up, maybe when we were young kids, that we have not gotten that out yet. We have not expressed that. We have not healed from those things. So maybe you might be successful. Maybe you might, do all kind of great things, hang out with all kind of great people. But yet, if you never healed from something, from your parents, that's going to follow you into your relationships. If you never healed from all kind of things, yeah, thank you for hoping that he feels better. Because even though I walked away from it, I still will pray for him. I want him to be happy. And I even told him that, I really hope that you find a girl that fills you up. And that's all a big part of it too, guys. So when I tell you guys to walk away, if someone's in the doo-doo, I say, walk away. Don't walk away and be mean. You don't have to be like, screw you, you're in the doo-doo, I ain't doing that. Sometimes it has to be like that, but all the time, give love before you walk away. When you're walking away from the doo-doo, I had to give so much love before I walked away because my heart really does love, and I really do wish better things for him. I tried. I gave it everything that I could give it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Chels, for letting them know. We don't judge people around here. And if anything, the doo-doo is when you're vibing low. The doo-doo is whenever you just really ain't feeling it. When you're going through some things, all the bad stuff, like when you were messaging me about you're being tortured and all of those things, that's the doo-doo, Joe. So, I don't know. I probably won't be going on a date with you because you're in the doo-doo. I might do a coaching session. I might do some body work. However, I cannot be dating in the doo-doo. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, but I can't do it. I can't do it. When you have a high vibration, people that are in the doo-doo tend to find you everywhere. But I can't do that. I need somebody that has high vibes naturally. They lift their vibes. I will definitely help you. Are you in my area? Are you in like the Beaver area, Pittsburgh area? Or are you far away? Because I do distance work, but it's really better if you're close to me. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is at all, Joe. I'm sorry. I don't know where that is. All right, guys. Well, I totally love all of you. As you see, I had my shell tonight. It's from one of my favorite places on the earth, Northern Florida. You know me, guys. You know I love the beach. You know I love the sand. You know I love the sun. Did some research. But I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure. All right, well, thank you all for coming in and watching. Like I said, message me your messages. Email me an email if you're interested in a free session. I'm going to give you guys about an hour, and then I'm going to close the door. People hear free sessions, and they're like, oh, shoot, I'm on it. So Hey, Chad. What's up, babe? Yeah, you know, Chels. I know that you think of Florida too, just like me. I mean, I do. I love it here. I love my tribe, but dang, I love the beach. I love fishing and I love wearing flip-flops and I love that good seafood. And I just love it. I miss it. I do. I really miss it. My girlfriend right now just messaged me. She's in Tampa, and I'm like, oh man, I wish we were there together. She's like, yeah, I'll be home on Monday for you. And I'm like, oh great, thanks for coming back to the snow. She could have tucked me in her suitcase. All right, Chad, chillin', chillin'. All right, Joe, we'll fix that up. Like I said, message me on Facebook, email me, thinkupoliways@gmail.com. I got a bunch of fun stuff going on. I'm working on an IT team right now to get my website and my Facebook plugged up. I don't know how to get you guys to be able to share things on there and share your experiences. I'm working on it, man. I really am. I'm trying. So I put some plugs out there today, try and see if I can get some young people to help me, because it seems like the young people, they know all about this stuff. Like they'll come over and just and get it all. You know, Joe, I was pretty effed up too. You know, that's how I got here. So that's how I started my video. I don't know if you saw that, but you know, I get a lot of emails about, you know, people thinking I'm so perfect, or people thinking that, you know, this and that and this and that. Well, I'm not going to fix you. You're going to fix yourself, but I'm going to show you how to fix yourself. It Everybody's effed up. At least you realize it. I think you made the first step in realizing it. Because most people, oh, so you're young, Chad. You want to help me then with my IT? I'd always think up. No, I'm not perfect, Joe. I'm definitely not perfect at all. I'm a whole wreck. Some of my friends on here might be like, you better check yourself. No, definitely not perfect. Just not afraid to share my doo-doo that I've been through, and just not afraid to come out and talk about it. Thank you, really. Yeah. I love you, Chels. It is all unfolding. You know, sometimes when you start to fall in love with yourself, you start to get a little bit braver than you used to be. You know, I was the type of person, I couldn't share my doo-doo with anybody. And now I'm learning to share it in a really cool way that is helping other people heal and me at the same time. You know, I don't know where this always think up is going, but I'm telling you what, I'm getting excited. And Oprah has been coming a lot more into my days. So I've been watching a lot of her videos. Yeah, Chelsea is pretty awesome. She does some really cool videos too. So guys, I'm getting closer to working with Oprah. I feel it. She's been coming up on my time feed, or whatever we call this, a lot. So I've been watching a lot of videos with her. Hopefully we'll be doing something great together. Uh, Leave her alone, Chad. Don't be coming on here bullying people and always think up. You know I'll block you in a New York minute. You better not be bullying my girl. It's like, I'm kidding, guys. They like each other. They're friends. They grew up together. That's just them being silly. No, everyone. No, see, that's the thing. Yeah, she is. She's probably maybe a little bit awesomer than me. Um, you know, sometimes I can get a little tough with all this stuff, and Chelsea's like real sweet. She's not really tough, so that's my girl, see? Everyone's different. Yes. Sending that love. Chels, don't worry. Whenever I meet up with Oprah, I'm bringing you too, because she needs to work with us. She doesn't even know that yet, but she's going to learn that she needs to work with us. I'm going to get her some really cool shells and some really cool crystals. She probably already has them. All right, guys. Well, Chelsea is really nice. She's a really nice girl. All right, well, I'm getting off here. So what are we doing today? We're going to allow love in. We're going to think about what we got. We're going to evaluate, you know, the things that we had before, what we're going for, see what works for us, let go of what no longer works with love, and explore. Explore to find out. Explore to know. I'm going on dates. That's how I'm exploring. I'll tell you guys all about it. I'll keep you updated. Good night, Chad. Message me if you want a free session. I love you too, Joe. One love. Mwah.